Welcome everybody to Startup Montclair 2021, the Feliciano Center for Entrepreneurship's 8th annual Startup Pitch Competition. Super exciting to have you all here. This is one of the best days of our academic year. It's super exciting. I know students are amped up. Faculty that have been supporting students are amped up. We have a number of guests and from our program. Eileen Wachs from our board, Dennis Bone, our founding director, members of the community are here. It's dynamite to see all your faces. Virtual is just as good as in person right now. It's just wonderful to see you all here and see the smiles on the students' faces. I know this is a really big day for the Feliciano Center for Entrepreneurship and Innovation, the Feliciano School of Business, and Montclair State University. My name is Professor Jason Frasca. I'm co-director of the Innovation Research Lab, the Mix Lab in the School of Business. And I'm honored to be the MC today. I wore a blue shirt to keep with tradition of our prior MCs. And if you've been to our old prior competitions, you know exactly what I'm talking about there. Before we get started, I need to acknowledge a couple of special people that made this all happen. First, Liz Rich, our Director of Strategic Partnerships, has worked tirelessly, countless hours to coordinate and pull this together. So Liz, thank you for doing all that you've done for the students and this experience.
Thank you very much. And I just want to quickly say, thank you to you, Jason, and to our team and our faculty and, and our judges, everybody that's made today possible. But I really want to send a special shout out to the pitch contestants. The fact that you guys took this on with so much going on in the world and so much going on in your personal lives is just a real testament to your fortitude and your resiliency. And I want you all to know I'm really, really proud of you. So thank you.
Awesome. Thank you, Liz. And the team behind that works with Liz, Jamil, Mia, and Lori Robotham. Without either of you, absolutely nothing gets done. And you are the thread and backbone to all the important work that we do. So thank you both very much.
Thank you. Thank you. I'm very excited to see everybody here. Wish you all the best of luck.
Awesome. Lori, you want to say something? Is Lori here? I think we lost Lori.
No, I'm here.
Oh, great.
Here, I just wanted to say, happy we got to this day, and I wanted to wish all the teams good luck today.
Excellent. Thank you for all that you do, Lori. You're invaluable. I want to recognize the faculty that have dedicated countless hours to these students in and out of the classroom to help them realize their goals, dreams, objectives, help them articulate the ideas they've identified, turn them into solutions that are viable, and present them in meaningful ways. And so some of them are with us, some are not. Ian Kerr, Ethne Swartz, Ross Malaga, and Ricardo Tavares, thank you all for all that you've done. All of us have touched these students in various ways, and today I think is a wonderful way to kind of celebrate that. All right. Here is just an image of some of the winners from last year and past years, and what's really important is that the Feliciano Center for Entrepreneurship, fosters a community of entrepreneurship and innovation. And it's these pictures, I think, that encapsulate that. I feel like we're this node that connects community to students. And there's so many people that want to give back, that want to support students, share their wisdom, knowledge, experience, skills with the students that are, endeavoring to explore them and see their goals and dreams and realities come to life. And it's so really wonderful that the community is so strong and supportive. And if for any reason anybody forgets what we're doing here today, this is it. It's the smiles on their faces and the excitement and jubilation. This is what it's all about. as Dennis would say, putting the students at the heart of all that we do. Thank you all for that. And then I would be remiss if I didn't prepare a special thank you to Mimi and Eddie Feliciano, for whom without their support, none of this would be possible. So I know neither of them are here right now, but thank you to both of them. All right, I would like to thank our partners. We have some amazing partners in this program. First, Caitlin Herring from Wix. Wix and Montclair State University have a partnership agreement, and students receive digital web services from Wix for free. But Caitlin goes above and beyond, where she comes and speaks to all of our students in our classes and also running workshops for the pitch competition contestants. And we're really grateful to her for helping to provide for the students and amplify their endeavors through their web pages. So thank you to Wix and Caitlin. I'd like to shout out to Gerhardt Law. Special thanks to Gerhardt Law, who has been a part of this program since its inception, specifically David Pistolsky, who I'll embarrass and ask to turn off his video and say something in a moment. But David is one of the few people that have been a part of this program every single year, has spoken to every single class, every single semester, and run workshops for all of our startup pitch contestants, and met with our individual students that need additional advice, guidance in intellectual property, and then providing them with services too. He's just absolutely amazing. Of course, Richard and Elizabeth Gerhardt as well for their support here. But David, you want to say a quick word or two?
Yeah, thank you. I just want to say good luck to everyone. My heart is there with all of you. I'm rooting for all of you. And it's been our pleasure to be a part of the program since day one. And we are excited to see how this all develops in the future. So thanks, Jason. Thanks, Liz. Thanks to all. And thanks to all. Good luck, everybody.
Excellent. Thank you, David. A new partner this year, Red Root Marketing, a social media marketing consultancy led by Jessica Marek. I don't know if she's here today. I can't see everybody's faces, unfortunately, but really want to thank her for her support. She is providing special workshops for social media marketing to the winners after this all wraps up. And so we're really grateful and appreciative to have Red Root Marketing join us. And finally, Vince Ponzo of AWS, Amazon Web Services, providing cloud-hosted technology support, providing infrastructure and backbone to our technology winners. So really grateful to AWS for being a part of the Feliciano Center Pitch Competition. I'd like to introduce the judges now. It's a really a beautiful panel, and we're excited to have all of them join us. First, Latte Alukatin, CEO of Lollygig. Latte focuses on, is an expert in human-centered design. I can't imagine any other endeavor for you. Your connection, your connectivity with humans, you're just tip top. Thanks for being here.
Thank you so much. It is such a pleasure to be here, and I've had such a blast working with you in the past on different events, and this is just one at the very top of something that I would love to be a part of. Quite frankly, if I was a student or an alum, trust me, I would be submitting an idea immediately, because this just is awesome. So thank you so much.
Thank you, Latte. Next, I'd like to introduce Ashley Spurbeck, an intellectual property attorney from Gerhardt Law. It's so important to have that IP perspective on a panel, providing feedback, asking questions, and also being a part of the deliberations. Thank you so much, Ashley. Are you with us?
Yep. Thank you for having me. I just wanted to say I work with inventors and entrepreneurs on a daily basis in a wide variety of technical fields. So I'm really excited to hear everyone's pitch, and I wish everyone the best of luck today.
Thank you so much, Ashley. Really appreciate it. Next is Patricia Sigmone. She is an adjunct faculty here with us at the Feliciano Center for Entrepreneurship, along with being CEO and board advisor at the CEO Hotline.com. She mentors fast-growing companies and is an advisor, board advisor to CEOs. Really, really happy to have you with us, Pat. Welcome.
Thank you so much. I'm so excited to be here. I mean, I had a class that just finished developing their own entrepreneurial ideas, and I recommended that they follow this contest. It's so exciting. Thank you.
Wonderful. Thank you so much. Next, Peter Marquillo-Gillo, co-founder and president of Diff Development here in Montclair, has the absolutely best tagline in his LinkedIn profile. It is constructor of unique spheres of meaning within the global Black community. Peter and his wife are doing absolutely amazing work for underserved, underprivileged in our community. We as a center are so honored to be partnering with you all in various ways, and to having you here with us today, Peter. Thank you.
Thank you, Jason, for having me. I'm really excited to hear from all of the entrepreneurs here this afternoon and what you have to offer the world. So good luck.
Excellent. Thank you. And last but definitely not least, Jessica Gonzalez. She is founder and CEO of InCharged, Vendex, and Lux Disinfectant, the last being a pivot in response to COVID-19. And she has been a speaker at Women's Entrepreneurship Week. She's spoken in our classes. She also serves on the board for Governor Murphy for the Restart and Recover Commission. Jessica, thank you so much for being here again today with us.
My pleasure. Good luck, everybody. Half the job in presenting. So you already went through half the battle. So I wish you guys all luck in your pitches.
Thank you so much. All right, we have 10 student teams presenting today. This is the order. The first half will be Snapscript, followed by Flourish by Sage, Poppy and Pear Studios, Silky Club, and Soli will round out the first half. We'll take a 10 or 15-minute break depending upon how we're doing in terms of time. Then we'll kick off the second half with DebtGo, Charlie's Home Youth Transition Program, the Taproot Theater Initiative, Divine Incline, and then we'll wrap it up with Miniature You. So we're excited about all of you presenting today. It looks like I lost a slide, and so I want to just go back. Here it is. I missed our competition format slide earlier. Sorry about that, so I'll cover it now. This year is incredibly unique. Instead of having first, second, third prizes, we're doing a $30,000 prize pool. And the judges have the discretion to award the $30,000 however they see fit. It could be one team receives 30,000, 6 teams receive 5,000, or any variation of that. And so they'll be looking for student teams that they believe can execute and deliver if invested in, and also the viability of their idea and the impact it'll have on the world. So we're really excited about this. I think it's a really unique way to approach it. I think this is going to be a new format that stays. I really think this is going to be a fascinating result. Each team will have 5 minutes to pitch. It'll be followed by 7 minutes of Q&A from the judges. We'll be timekeeping both sessions just to keep us on track. And then finally, after all the pitches are complete, we'll ask all of the students and our guests to sign off. The judges and faculty will stay on for the deliberation of the awards. And all of that will be, the award winners will be announced tomorrow at 1 p.m. on the Feliciano Center for Entrepreneurship and Innovation YouTube channel. I think we'll drop the link to that channel in the chat now, and we'll drop it in at various points throughout this afternoon. Sorry about this. Just get back to where I was. Just a final reminder, if you're not presenting, please remain on mute. And then again, we'll announce the winners tomorrow. Finally, good luck to the students. It's been really dynamite to work with all of you at different points in your journey. The best part is seeing your smiles and your enthusiasm and your excitement and how far you've come and the amount of work that you've done to take this to the next level. So it's time, and we're going to kick it off with Snapscript, the digital journaling platform. Good luck, everybody. Sorry, I was still sharing.
All good?
Yes.
Beautiful.
All right. Hi, everyone. I want to start with a few questions. So when you woke up this morning, what was the first thing you thought about? Did you check your phone, check your notifications, stay up to date with social media? Has yesterday and today felt more or less the same? If you're having trouble answering any of this, don't worry, there's a reason why. But while you reflect, I'd love to introduce you to the team. We have Serena Wu, Daniel Johnston, Isabel Samuel, and myself, William Crespo, as founding members of Snapscript. So as a group, we want to take on the problem the generation is faced with, the desire to document versus the fear of oversharing. Now, using social media, we've been conditioned to need to document everything we want to share with others. We've also been told not to share anything that has a chance of compromising our futures. We don't want to look bad. That leaves us at a crossroads with the pressure to stay connected, limited outward expression, and we're left with ultimately inhibited inward reflection. Now, over time, our generation has learned to keep our feeds perfectly tailored for others to view, and we give out the illusion of perfection through the act of suppression. But if you want to do something or want to be somebody, this is not the way to go. Our generation needs a place to be free, and we can't go on making ourselves smaller for the comfort of others. And Snapscript wants to help.
We want to give people a place to digitally document just as they're used to. As you can see through the demo, our app is formatted in a social media layout to make it familiar for those looking for an alternative. In addition, you can search posts by date and by keyword. So this is a place just for you. In addition, we want to help people document their lives truthfully. So our motto is social media without the social, because we've come to find that social has negative connotations. Whenever you post, you're thinking about other people over yourself. So this is a place for less noise and more freedom to express yourself. Here are two people that would fit in our target market. So Kevin on the left, he's a recent graduate and he wants to find out how he expresses himself authentically without the eyes of others. And Jenna on the right, she's currently in college and she knows she has toxic social media habits that she's looking to replace. So both of these individuals would benefit from an introspective outlet. And Kevin G, one of the 97 interviews that we conducted, says, "It's great since I don't like the stigma of social media or regularly use it." So there's a lot of people in support of our mission.
Okay, so let's take a look at some of the competitors. Our direct competitors are these other common social media or common journaling apps that can be seen in the chart. And then our indirect competitors are common social media platforms that people use in their daily lives. Essentially, what we've tried to do is include all the features that other popular applications have and combine them all into our own app. We believe these features are all useful in helping someone focus on themselves and focus less on social media. Okay, so now let's look at the market opportunity. There are roughly 4.1 billion social media users worldwide, and 33% of those users feel judged on social media. Our biggest competitor, Day One, has had over 10 million downloads since starting in 2011, and we feel really confident about the market that we're trying to enter. So when looking at our revenue streams, we plan to have multiple different sources of income. We have our two premium tiers, which come with add-ons such as keyword analysis and automated backups. And then we also have our anxiety notebooks, which will help people cope with overwhelming feelings. And those will be available through EPUB and bookstores. Lastly, we have our 10-week social media detox plan. To become profitable, we will need 650 dedicated users paying a yearly subscription, 950 purchases of the anxiety notebook, or 300 purchases of the social media detox plan.
Now, for our go-to-market strategy, we plan on getting customers through traditional and unique methods of marketing, such as mass airdrops and Bluetooth bombs. We also really want to get involved on college campuses and that will be through affiliate programs. We plan to keep our existing customers through loyalty programs and quality product updates. And lastly, we plan to grow through our referral programs and partnerships. Now, we are just getting started. Here's a roadmap of the phases that we are planning to developing further as we grow. Phase 1 involves capturing your thoughts and expressions for yourself only. Phase 2 will implement a check-in partner feature that could either be a sponsor, friend, or even family to help you with your journey. And in this phase, we also plan on releasing a desktop version. Then in phase 3, we plan on implementing therapists and cap sharing, which are counseling offices for college students on campus. Now we're asking for $15,000. What we plan to do with this money is development, regular app maintenance, and promotions. Here in this slide, you can see a breakdown of what everything will roughly cost and why your investment in Snapscript will be worth it. We want to thank you so much for coming to our presentation, and we hope to see you soon snapping with Snapscript. The team and I would now love to open the floor for any questions that you guys may have.
Excellent. Thank you very much. Judges, perhaps maybe not share the screen so we could see you all. Judges, take it away.
I have a question. Should I just yell it out? Okay. Great presentation. I'm curious, this is a journaling system. Who would see this besides the poster? Would they be limited to certain friends? That I kind of didn't get that piece.
I can take this one. So basically, the first phase that we're looking to develop is just for you. So it's basically no one else can see it except for you. And then if you choose to later on, you can invite somebody to kind of like see what you're feeling, check in on you, that kind of thing.
Okay, thank you.
I have a question. Can you briefly just describe the difference between your journaling software and some of the competitors out there? I did see the slide, but can you elaborate a little bit on that?
Sure, I can take this one. Okay, so basically, a lot of the other competitors are limited to like a few features, and we think that ours would be more beneficial to the user because of our like keyword analysis feature, because of our desktop and mobile versions, because of the sharing. So there's like a lot of other things that we're trying to experiment with that others have not yet.
Got it. Thank you.
To add on to that, it's also when you look at the other competitors, like direct competitors, there's things like Moonnotes, Journey, Day One, and they all have certain features that are kind of tailored to their app. But we essentially wanted to get all the special features about their app and get it into our own app, and then add like things like Isabel said with keyword analysis and other things like that.
Thank you.
So I'll jump in. Quick question. So in terms of a prototype, where are you? Have you done any kind of paper-based prototypes? Is this all at the conceptual level, or has there been a way of testing so far to find out if you're on the right track?
So, I mean, with the testing, we've used like the no code like mockups and like creating the screens based on that. So Adobe XD is like our primary form. So we take that and like we kind of like when we tested it with the 97 interviews, we kind of showed them at that stage like, okay, this is what we had, and like we just kind of like iteratively like changed things based on like our feedback. But ultimately, we use Adobe XD to kind of like get the features that we think are important to the app and see if it works against our target.
Great, thank you.
I also want to add on to that. So when we created our interface, we wanted to make sure that it was easy to use. And later on in one of the other MVPs that we made, it included the therapist sharing. And a lot of the interviews that we did conduct, we showed them this MVP, and they were really interested because a lot of them have never heard of a concept like this or have seen an MVP like this. So a lot of our interviews were very excited for what we were having to plan.
Beautiful. Thank you.
I have a question. Who is your end target? Is it college kids? Is it people in their 30s, people in their 40s? Is it everybody? Can you narrow down who you're going to be specifically targeting, at least for the first couple phases?
Sure. So basically, we kind of want to target people that have been affected by social media use. So it's like our generation. So we're currently in college, and the people that have recently graduated. So I think this, I think they call them like zillennials, something like that. So a lot of us have been like really impacted in negative ways by social media. So it's kind of like that college and recently graduated from college range.
Especially with after COVID, I'm sure that everyone here has been impacted in some way. And one of the interviews that we conducted have expressed how this is something that they really need after COVID, because although we're slowly starting to get back to normal, a lot of people, especially college students, are having a hard time getting back to that normalcy. And we felt like an app like this would really help people. And that's who we're really targeting, just people affected in some way. It doesn't have to be COVID. It could be a life event or just something happening, a big milestone. So it's basically there to capture what's happening in your life, and you can reflect back and think about, oh, like one day I remember this day, it was a great day, or this is another day that I really want to remember.
So let's say you get the 15 grand that you're asking for. Who's implementing this? Who's putting this together? Do you have everybody you need to actually make this happen?
I can take this one. So basically, this team of 4 that we've had we've worked so well together. It's exceeded my expectations in so many ways. So us 4, I think we're kind of like the core team to put this together. I'd definitely be open to taking on like app developers and like professionals that are like beyond our experience, because you know, we have some designers and business majors in our group, but we don't have anybody like on the coding end. So we'd definitely be willing to talk to people who can kind of help us out in those other areas.
Great, awesome. So I have a quick question. How much have you guys invested thus far in the application?
So far, besides our time, we haven't actually invested money into it because we wanted to make sure that we had a strong following and that we really understand the market before we invest a lot of money. This is a concept that we're all really proud of and we've been working on for the past year. And with this money, we would be able to significantly jumpstart what we plan to do and have more ideas that we really want to implement.
So a quick question about the startup. Do you have a plan to do a beta test with X number of users, and where would you get those users? What's your plan for that?
So as of now, like Will said, we only have an MVP, but once the app is kind of in a working form, we would love to A/B test. As for getting those users, we have to look into that a little more, but we've had a lot of interviewees that were really gracious in helping us out. So I'm sure those people would definitely be willing to help us test. And we do have to look into that a little more.
Okay, thank you.
I just want to add on to that. Some of us have also still kept in contact and have the emails from some of our interviewees that were very interested. So when we really implement a prototype, we could start testing with them because they were the first couple people to express their interest.
That's great. You mentioned the 97 people, and I noticed in your competitive landscape, you had a paper-based planner, Moleskine. What did your users or potential users say about a paper-based solution versus a digital version?
So a lot of people were really interested in like a digital version, but I know for me, at least, a lot of interviewees that I talk to do like journaling in a physical form. So that's why we kind of took on the anxiety notebook idea. We thought that would be very helpful for people. But for the most part, a lot of people are very used to documenting, like, you know, on Instagram in a digital form. So
I hate to cut in, but we are at time for the Q&A. So I want to keep us on track here. So thank you so much, Team Snapscript. Good job.
Thank you.
Excellent, excellent work. Great questions from the judges. Excellent answers from Snapscript, along with an excellent presentation. Thank you all. Next, we have Flourish by Sage, naturally derived hair care.
Sorry. Okay. Good afternoon, everyone. Hello. I appreciate you all for taking the time to have me present to you all Flourish by Sage. I am Sienna Graham-Mitzek, and I'm the CEO and founder of Flourish by Sage. As a multiracial woman, I've been through many trials and tribulations of trying to figure out which products work for my specific hair type. While my dad had straight red hair and my mom had dreadlocks, I fell right about in the middle of that spectrum, which called for a lot of confusion. Amidst that confusion, I felt that I needed to find a solution. And so Flourish by Sage was born. Flourish by Sage is creating hair care that is clean and sustainable and offering textured hair care products to the textured hair community in the most sustainable and convenient way possible. What is textured hair, might you ask? That is a category that includes wavy, curly, and kinky hair types. In trying to find the solution, I realized that many people are also dealing with that same sense of searching for that solution. So I conducted a survey that consisted of 60 people and found that 94% of those people were not happy with the current options out there and ultimately felt as though they were excluded from the hair care industry as a whole. What was it lacking? Many of them said convenience. They had no idea which products were geared towards their specific hair type and hair goals. They also felt that there was a lack of clean and sustainable products on the market. And so you have Flourish by Sage here to save the day. Meet our product lineup featuring the Lovely Hinks Hair Souffle, the Curl Power Hair Souffle, and the So Wavy Hair Souffle. This is a huge market that we're tapping into, as it is a market size of 215 million individuals, meaning that 5 in 8 people have textured hair in the US. Our target market is exactly that, people with textured hair. And actually to the right there, those are a few people from a photo shoot that I did in the past. How do we compare to our competitors? Well, we're making sure that we provide people with clean and sustainable products that are convenient. So I want to get these into salons and things where people can access them hands-on, they're affordable, and they're labeled based off of hair type and hair goals. In the future, Flourish by Sage hopes to move towards biodegradable packaging and refill packaging while also expanding on our product lines. And here on the right, you see a little interface of our website walking you through it from each slide. So it has hair care tips, hair care hacks to really educate people and show them, hey, you can embrace your hair. This is how you do it. In order to gain exposure and grow our company to the point where we want it to be, we're obviously going to need to get in on marketing strategies. So as we've realized that educating people on the importance of empowering themselves and tapping into their natural beauty, we've created blog sections on our website, as you saw before, to show them that, educational Instagram posts. I have an Pinterest and an Etsy all under Flourish by Sage. And I've also been a part of a radio show called Sunrise, in which I talked about my process as a 19-year-old businesswoman and student. And I've also created 2 commercials which are on Instagram. Where is Flourish by Sage today? Well, we've created over $1,000 in revenue, and it costs approximately $5 to make each product, which each product is sold for $15.99. Every month we spend approximately $18 on the website and $9 on the shipping labels. Within the next 3 years, I plan to continue to bootstrap the process for the remainder of 2021 and get our products into local salons, local beauty supply stores, and expand and develop our social media further. By 2022, I hope to produce products further, expand our lines, and work with the packager to produce products. I also hope to move to biodegradable packaging. By 2023, I want to operate production through a warehouse solely and expand product lines further. What are we asking for? I'm asking for a $10,000 investment that'll go towards materials, the protection of our brand, marketing, website and shipping costs, as well as vendor events. And to be completely transparent, I wanted to provide you guys with the ingredient list of exactly what is inside these products. And remember, you were all born to flourish. Thank you so much for everything. Okay, I'm gonna start sharing.
Judges, questions? Beautiful presentation, really wonderful, Sienna.
Thank you.
So I'm just wondering, Sienna, did you do all the marketing material we just saw? Did you do the site, or do you have someone that helped you?
I've done everything. I've bootstrapped everything.
I'm very impressed. Very nice.
That's awesome. I have one basic question, which is, why so conservative on your growth strategy? I saw 3 years, and I'm just wondering, why is that not the next 6 months or year in terms of your growth? Because there are a lot of ways in which you can explode very quickly. And so I'm just curious, why the slow roadmap?
Well, for me, this is actually a passion project. So whether or not I win today or not, I know that I'm going to continue with this. And being a college student, I know that, like, for right now, for 2021, I do want to bootstrap it. But if I do win it, I will propel that faster. So that would help with that.
I have a question. Where do you stand up against a company like Diva Girl?
So the thing about Diva Girl is that the difference is that I'm providing hair care. Like, I've engineered these products to be specific to hair type and hair goals. So for me, a problem that I faced in the hair care industry is I didn't know which products would work for me. Products were not geared towards people's hair goals and their hair type. And Diva Girl is another one of those lines that are not catered towards specific hair type and hair goals. And that's the difference.
What about the cost of making the goods? versus the price you're selling it for?
So it cost, right now, I did buy things wholesale to some extent, but I haven't bought it on the scale that I want to. So obviously, as I buy everything in wholesale, I'm going to be able to cut down on costs for making each product, because right now it's $5 to make each product. And then I'll be able to sell it for more. I'm going to actually sample to see if like I can sell it for more. But for right now, I've started off at $15.99 to gain that exposure in the beginning. And actually $15.99 is actually like at the lower end of where this price point would be for comparable products. I found that the average out of like the top 50 products that are comparable to mine are $19. So as I progress, I can definitely boost up the price and then buy everything in wholesale where my costs will be lower.
To dig into that further, so how are you manufacturing right now? Like, what's your process for actually getting it made?
I am bootstrapping this. This is right out of my kitchen, absolutely right out of my kitchen. I've set up a lab for me. This is like chemistry. I became a chemist.
And then, so to follow up on that, how have you figured out how you can actually go from it being in your house to perhaps to a co-packer not co-packer, yeah, actually co-packer. Have you found a way to actually get it to a larger scale manufacturing?
So for me, I plan to, like I said, I want to bootstrap it for a little while longer, but once I plan to expand on my line, I'm going to integrate it with all different types of products, and I'm going to get in touch with the chemist who's actually, I'm going to pass over all the, I guess you could say, recipes or the formulations to them in which they can now formulate it there in their lab, and then also work with them to expand the line further and then get that packager involved so that they're working in relation with each other. And I want to be really hands-on in this process throughout the whole thing, no matter how big it gets.
Awesome.
I have a question. What platforms are you currently selling on? Is it only through your website? And are you considering other e-commerce platforms like an Amazon and whatnot?
Mm-hmm. So right now I'm selling on my website, I'm selling on Etsy, and I also sell my product in a Jersey City salon called Enjoyable right by like City Hall. So my products are currently there. I'm working with a local beauty supply store to get it in there. They already said that they would be willing. So right now I'm expanding on like a local level like that, getting it into salons, getting it into local beauty supply stores. And then as I get further, I would want to see this, you know, go to maybe a Whole Foods or a Target. Or even Amazon.
Sorry, I guess I have a million questions for you. So the extra question is, what are customers saying about yours versus say what you listed or even Kink and Curly? Like, how does it stack up in their minds?
So for me personally, I always dealt with like product buildup. Like the products that were out there were very heavyweight, and I've realized that a lot of the people, like every person that has ever bought from me, I make sure that I follow up with them and get a review from them. And they told me that the reason they like my product is the same reason why I like it. It's very lightweight and it's specific to those hair type and hair goals. So it's not something that's going to amount to white buildup in your hair or anything that's not absorbing into the hair and scalp. These are natural and organic ingredients. So like I said, very lightweight, and it's supposed to moisturize. So I feel as though many of the people that have bought from me are still coming back for a reason. And I think that's just because the product just talks for itself.
Any other questions, judges?
Yeah, any other questions? I'd be happy to answer anything.
All right, Sienna, excellent job.
Yeah.
Really impressive. Terrific work. Thank you.
Awesome.
Thank you. Thank you, everyone. Good luck, everyone.
Excellent. Excellent. All right. Next up, Poppy and Pear Studios, a budget-friendly studio providing customized artwork.
Hello, everyone. My name is Kia Sabo, and I am the owner and artist behind Poppy and Pear Studios. Have you ever received a gift like these? I know I've received and given many of these. As a college student, I found myself buying cheap, meaningless gifts for those I loved because I could not afford anything else. For my best friend's wedding, I wanted to break this cycle. Since I was over 11 hours away, I could not send anything grand in size. But on my iPad, I made something special. That is when Poppy and Pear Studios started. Poppy and Pear Studios is a budget-friendly art studio that allows everyone to have the opportunity to own personalized artwork. Currently, we are on Etsy, selling both instant download and physical prints. My business started out in the instant download space, but after receiving feedback from current and future customers, I decided to launch physical prints with a print-on-demand supplier. These are just 3 of my most popular works. The 2 main groups of people who are buying my products are trendy moms and savvy college students. In the US alone, there are 43 million moms and over 20 million college students. And these moms and students are buying for 2 big special occasions, weddings and baby showers. This is my favorite statistic of them all. According to the Business Wire, in the US alone, the wall decor market is predicted to grow by 8 billion. Yes, that's with the B billion from 2020 to 2024. But who are the industry leaders? Walmart sells some art that is budget friendly, but nothing custom or even trendy. This piece says, enjoy your poop. Very different clientele here. Many art shops are finding great success on Etsy, but none of them doing what I'm doing, which is selling beautifully designed custom pieces. There are 2 styles of sellers right now on Etsy: high-strung minimalist or tacky personalization. Poppy and Pear Studios is going to fill the market gap by taking the ego out of art. But I want to be bigger than just a mega Etsy shop. I want to be like Dizino. Dizino is creative, cool, calculated, and they have 1.8 million followers on Instagram and over 63 million in revenue. Why? Because of beautifully tailored photos like this, because of a streamlined brand like this, and because they're not just a print shop, they are interior design gurus. And one day, Poppy and Pear Studios will be an equal competitor. I launched Poppy and Pear Studios 1 month ago and currently have 15 sales. I'm hitting over 4,000 monthly views on Pinterest, over 400 views on TikTok, and I've grown from 0 to 140 followers on Instagram. In April, Poppy and Pear Studios was part of a small business giveaway, to which I saw follower growth of 35% on Instagram. I would like to continue with my own giveaway program that focuses on co-creation. We could talk more about that later if you're interested. I wanted to give you all a little breakdown of my financials with Poppy and Pear. My digital download products have very little costs, and once I have my own personal website, these Etsy fees will begin to diminish. My physical prints I offer free shipping for in the US. That typically is around $3, but can go as high as $7. The direction I want to take Poppy and Pear Studios is by selling large prints. Large prints have incredible margins. I'm able to sustain these low costs by having passive or near passive production processes. Once the alphabet's created, it takes less than 15 minutes to personalize and send to the customer or to the print shop. Now, what do I need? I do have a functioning business right now, but what I need to take me to the next level are the funds to build a beautifully tailored online presence. Because if I'm going to go from this to this, I'm going to need professional listing photos, a gorgeous personal website, and the ability to spread the word. Most of my budget is going to be going to marketing. It's going to be building that website, running those campaigns, getting those photos. I did allocate a small portion of my budget for personal development, because if I'm not growing, then my business isn't growing. And I am the perfect person to make Poppy and Pear Studios a success. I know we have a lot to chat about, so for now, I will leave you with this. When was the last time you received a meaningful gift? Thank you for your time.
Kia, that was outstanding. That was really a wonderful presentation. Thank you very much.
Stop.
Judges, questions? There must be many.
Kia, are you, I'm sorry. Are you the designer, Kia, you're the graphical person? You're the person that's going to create it all. Okay.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And did you have income? You showed me
I
the
just hit my first $100 last week, so I'm very proud of that.
Okay, thank you. Great job.
Thank you.
So I've got to ask, because you asked us to ask. Co-creation, let's talk about that. What's going on?
Definitely. So I'm from a family of educators, so I'm going to take this like a teacher would. I'm going to give you an example. So many of you, if you have small children in your life, build-a-bear workshop. Build-A-Bear Workshop is a great example of co-creation. Kids don't walk in and start sewing, but they also don't walk out with a teddy bear in 2 seconds. They walk in, they see the stuffed animal shells, and then they stuff them, they pick out the clothes, and they get to go home saying, "Mommy, look what I made." That is what Poppy and Pear is doing. I'm designing everything, but me putting up an M saying Miller, that doesn't mean anything to me. But if you put an S for Sabo and you put my parents' anniversary on it, boom, it has meaning. That is what Poppy and Pear is doing.
Very cool. I was also wondering, you mentioned that competitor, it starts with a D.
Yes,
What-
Dizino, they're
Dizino.
not doing anything custom. They're just
Okay.
doing prints.
And do they own the distribution channel as well? Do they, in other words, do they have their own app or anything like that? Or are they just going through existing channels like Instagram, et cetera?
Yeah, they do have their own personal website, as well as all of they're on Pinterest, Instagram, they're everywhere. And they do print themselves. Right now, I don't have any printers. Printers are very expensive. So I'm actually going through Printful. They are a company, no cost upfront. It's just the cost of the product, what it costs to print and what it costs to ship. So right now, that's what I'm using. And that's what I foresee is easiest, just because it's so easy.
Great.
I have a question. Do you look into expanding into other markets? You mentioned like Build-A-Bear, but maybe something that kids can build themselves or anything besides. Like, what are your, essentially, what are other opportunities that you are thinking about for the future?
Yeah, so Build-A-Bear, like, I'm not targeting for, I'm not like Build-A-Bear, but I just use that as an example for co-creation. My website is physical print, so something you put on your wall. And do you mind if I start sharing my screen again to show my work? Okay, let me do that, because I think that makes more sense. I made you guys, actually, every one of you judges, I made you your own. That's why I asked that question. I don't know if you caught it. Pat, I'm sorry, I didn't know your preferred name was Pat. But this is what I do. I design all of these beautiful letters. I do have some pieces that are strictly passive, like it's just the print itself. But my custom pieces are really popular. People want something that is their name that they could put on their wall and be proud of. So this is what I'm selling.
Well, I was really quick. I was asking more so like thinking as a mom, like if a kid can create something for me for like Mother's Day, that's custom, thinking like that, not necessarily, you know, like a Build-A-Bear, but like, are there other channels that you might look into, like, you know, dad goes to the computer and can create mom this like nice Mother's Day thing with her name and whatnot?
Oh, that would be lovely. Yes, right now I do have specific templates. So you hop on, you see the designs available, and you get to customize based on your name. You could put a cute little phrase at the bottom. And then also, I mentioned I would like to run a giveaway program. I saw great success with that small business giveaway. And I would like to have something that is more based on targeting for moms buying for the children. And it would be a contest of sorts where you take a picture of your nursery and then I make something custom specific for that nursery, and just every month pick a new winner. And that's actually how this piece came about. Latte, your piece with the rainbow. The giveaway, I contacted a Mommy and Me giveaway account that has a few thousand followers and said, hey, here's my art. I actually sent one of these pieces with the purple flowers and said, hey, here's what I do. I would love to partake. Can I be a part of this giveaway? And she said, can you send me something more neutral? Here's a picture of my nursery. And I said, of course. By the end of the night, I created this design, and it's one of my most popular designs. So I think really including the customer in that experience, like you mentioned, is going to be really helpful. Thank you for the questions, everyone.
And Tia, do you intend to build your base of customers from the Etsy, et cetera, experience right now? Is that how it happens with that? Do they then go off-site to you? Is that what happens?
Yeah, so right now I'm only on Etsy, but I would love to build my own website. I actually purchased the domain, so I have it, but I just have yet to have the time or the funds to build my own website. That would be great. I know, actually, I have a slide back here with my budget. Etsy has a lot of fees. They're not a whole lot, but 5% is a lot sometimes. And also when you look at my stats of my entire existence on Etsy, I've had around like 900 views to my shop, and 80% of them came from my own social media. Like I brought those people there. So if I'm bringing people to a place, I want it to be my own with no fees. So that's why I think I'm going to drift more towards promoting my own website. But Etsy has my target customers. These are people who want something meaningful, something personal. These are moms. So I think I'm going to stay with Etsy a little bit, but I do want to push my own personal website more.
Okay, thank you very much.
Yeah, that's great.
I just have one question. Can you go into the costs associated, like on this slide with the personal development? Like, can you break those down for me a little more?
Yeah, definitely. So starting from the top, direct materials, those are my programs that I pay for. I would love to invest in some new digital brushes, development of portfolio assets. I'm an artist, so the more art I make, the more money I could potentially make as well. So this is me studio time. This is me having the time to research, do trend analysis, and be able to get a wider product range. Etsy fees, pretty self-explanatory. Website creation, Etsy ad campaign. Like I mentioned, most of the views I'm getting are from my own shop. So I want to make Etsy work for me. Etsy's algorithm is like YouTube's algorithm, where the more people who view your shop, who buy your products, the more they're going to push it up the line. And so that's why I want to run an Etsy ad campaign, hard, fast, 4-month, have a big budget, and see what Etsy can do for me. Copyright and trademark law. I know we did have that wonderful presentation talking about the benefits of a trademarking and copywriting. I never even had that in mind until this pitch contest, and we had this presenter come and speak. I'm so grateful for that, and now I realized I do need that. Professional photographer, getting those beautiful listing photos. Right now, I'm kind of editing and photoshopping photos on, so being able to print it out and have a beautifully staged photo is going to mean a lot. More marketing campaigns, just not on Etsy. And then down here, I mentioned I Want to Grow too. These are 3 online programs that are really going to help with my personal development. The Iheart Money program deals with money mindset, of how to not sound sleazy when selling, money marketing, like just how to like just really deal with money and deal with revenue. Like me as a young female, like this is going to really make a difference in me to work with pricing, how to know my value. Instagram Growth Accelerator, this is through Boss Babe. They're a multi-million-dollar company, and this is just everything of how to sell on Instagram, how to write captions, everything there. And then the Boss Babe Society membership, this is a community of female entrepreneurs. This includes 6 monthly group coaching sessions, as well as online do at your own pace courses for marketing funnels, for revenue management. And I really want to grow and learn this. I am a business student. I just think having those extra funnels for me to learn is going to be really helpful.
Thank you.
I have to, sorry, I gotta cut her off.
Yeah, go, Liz. Yeah, I was expecting the alarm.
I know, sorry, I'm trying not to be rude. So.
Thank you all.
Thank you.
Yeah, excellent job. Really great, really wonderful, impressive. Next up, we have Silky Club, celebrating and connecting cultures through the Silk Road. Jack, take it away when you're ready.
All right, I'm going to start sharing my screen. 5 minutes start. All right.
When you start your presentation, Jack.
Okay. All right, so you guys see everything? All right, first, I'd like to introduce myself. My name is Jack Zhang. I was born and raised in the Garden State, New Jersey on July 24th, 1998. My parents come from Asia. My dad's Chinese, and he traveled to Panama before the United States, and he is a jeweler. My mom is from Vietnam, and she traveled to Thailand before she reached the United States, and she's a hairstylist. And I feel like that inspires me to be a creative and artist. And then here I have some photos of myself. Growing up, I was always intrigued by art, whether it was from music, visuals, to fashion, the list goes on. As I reached my 20s, I realized I loved it and that I want to pursue a career in the field. From good weeks to bad weeks, I found myself to be called Monday. My desire for my creations to be in an exchange. whether it's through sales, charity, and giveaways. And then as you guys can see here, I have my Instagram that I'm currently being active on and posting works and processes. And then also have my URL for my website, Monday's Exchange, that I'll have my portfolio, my shop, and blog. My quote I want to read out for now. Sorry, the quote I want to read out is, many of my paintings and graphic designs bring attention to my concern of how the youth can be heavily impacted to spread love, culture, and one day be a part of the bigger chain reaction to world peace. Here, I want to bring my focus to Silky Club, my brand idea. As I got the Instagram and I started posting artworks and just random artsy videos of my shoe customizations to drawings and stuff that go along with the brand. And here is a photo of me experimenting with fashion and clothing. Here are some of my works that I have finished. Here is a poster that I sold yesterday. Here are paintings that I'm working on. Then here is one of the first mock-ups I made. I did it with screen printing paint. Here's the back design that I did by hand, experimenting. Here's a detail. And here is my friend wearing shirts that I made. I made like 30 of them. It didn't really go how I wanted, so I just gave them out to my friends. These are just one of the few that I gave them to. And then here is one of the first samples that I made. Here's the back of it. Here's a detail shot of it. And here's another one shirt I made. And then here's the latest mock-up sample I made, Silky Club. And then it is to have a positive impact for people to see. And then I want to give you a history of the ancient Silk Road. It connected many cultures throughout the east to the west between the Pacific and Atlantic Ocean. And that's where the name was inspired from. Here's my logo. Here's just a map of the world. I just want to bring connections of cultures and impact the youth. Here's merchants and travelers that exchanged goods throughout the ancient Silk Road. And then to the present moment. Racism and injustice are more obvious now. And I feel like my brand is ideally suited to the moment to expand the conversation and reframe it. Surprisingly, there's only a few companies that are trying to do what I'm doing. You know, and I have a quote, without pain, there's no need for happiness. And these are crime rates. Silky Club, a radical streetwear fashion brand that I want to reach out to streetwear connoisseurs, the youth. When people are seen wearing this, it's to give a positive impact. And then here's phase 1, phase 2, phase 3. And then summary, it's a radically creative streetwear fashion brand inspired by the ancient Silk Road, transcending to influence peace amongst the youth through local resources. And I believe I've reached my 5 minutes, but this is an area that I want to be in. Now, any questions?
Excellent, Jack. Thank you. That was so inspiring. Your talent is undeniable. Thank you for sharing that with us. Judges, questions?
Thank you very much.
Jack, I love the things that you showed us and the history. You really did a great job. What is your plan to sell these products that you showed us?
It is to be done on my website.
Okay.
And then starting up, I've been selling through word of mouth, like Instagram. And but to have it on my website to reach the rest of the world instead of just like in the States, New Jersey.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah. So I like.
And do you know how much it would cost to get going?
To get going, phase one, it could cost from 3,000 to 4,000 just to get shirts, the screen printing equipment, the screen paint, and the material and advertisement costs. And then phase two, where I want to reuse the clothes that I have and from thrift stores to put them together with sewing machines, also screen print with them, and then also purchase shorts. And also, it's important that I source locally from the US to support our economy. And then for the rest of the world to see like, hey, this brand is sourcing from this country, from like the country. And I feel like that's very strong. It would be very impactful to just the citizens of our country as well. And then here's phase three, where sweatshirts, sweatpants would be attained. And then the friends that would help me and new people, like I do want to pay them, like I do want to give them clothes as well, to represent the brand.
Thank you. Thank you for showing me that. It went by a little too fast for me, but that's great. Thank you.
Thank you as well.
I think your mission is great here. I'm just wondering who you think your biggest competitors are in this space.
My biggest competitor would probably Noah NY and then Patagonia. These both brands are very environmental concerning, but I want to be environmental concerning and also impact the youth and influence a positive message, not just to the environment, but to social standards.
That's great. Actually, to dig into that, so what are you thinking about price point wise? You mentioned that you gave away a few of your early ideas, but what are you thinking about for prices?
For prices, I don't want to be like $3 signs, like from $1 to $2 signs in that area. And then definitely I want to do giveaways, go to skate shops or skate parks, basketball games, soccer games, just randomly like end up somewhere and just like, hey, tell people about my works and just give them a shirt or sweater as well. I feel like money will come later. Like I'm not really focused on that right now. I just want to get the word out. That's the most important part. And then I know money will come, and then I could use that from helping myself, my family, to helping others, charity, donations. Yeah.
That's awesome. Actually, I got to say that I'm really glad you mentioned Noah. I just discovered it because I lucked out. My brother gave me a few pieces, and, and that gives a lot of context because now I get it. You know, that lifestyle, really cool style, carefully made, really inspired and positive. Am I catching that right? That's where you're going? Okay, that's awesome. It's very cool.
Other questions for Jack? All right, Jack, fantastic job. Thank you very much. I mean, that was maybe one of the most inspirational presentations we've ever had.
Thank you.
Thank you.
It's from my heart. Thank you.
That's it. It shows. It shows. All right, next up is Soli, contactless shopping application.
COVID-19 highlighted many issues within retail shopping, such as spreading of germs through payment methods, long lines, and outdated unsanitary self-checkout kiosks. These were just some of the many issues people face when buying their essential goods. On the business end, self-checkout kiosks cost 30 to 60,000 per machine to install, plus frequent repair costs. Customers find technical problems, and being used by thousands of people daily, they're rarely cleaned. So Amazon Go and Sam's Club both introduce scan and go technology within their stores, and Sam's Club doubled their users in 1 year. So why aren't other stores using this technology? Well, Walmart and Amazon both don't want to license their technology to other competitors, and other stores don't want to exchange retail intelligence. So there's a need for a third-party scan and go application providing features at all your favorite stores. My name's Sophia D'Angelo, and I'm here to introduce you all to Solly. Solly is the future of shopping. We decrease waiting on long lines, cut down on human interactions, and provide the best deals. The software is easy to use and user-friendly. It accesses your camera to scan your item's barcode, looks for discounts quickly, and you can check out with your preferred payment method. Solly will automatically send you a virtual receipt, and the software will be connected to the inventory system of the business. I'm using backend editor Stripe for Apple Pay and PayPal, and then accessing apps for cash, Coupon API. To start, I'm targeting independent essential businesses in New Jersey, such as grocery marts, convenience stores, and drugstores, to get a sense of feedback, to test my product, and hopefully get my foot in the door for bigger chain retailers. I'm targeting users 18 to 35, so students or employed, someone who's always on the go, can be somewhat tech savvy, wants discounts, and introverted at times when buying more personal items. So my go-to strategy for my users is connect with them through social media. I want to give the best discounts and provide a hassle-free shopping experience to keep my users, and give the ability to refer a friend and get your next service fee waived for your next purchase to grow my users. On the business end, I'm going to create advertising opportunities within the software, and by generating more revenue and cutting out all these self-checkout costs we see and inconveniences, I hope to keep my business and promote my services to other bigger retailers to grow. I have 4 revenue sources. My transaction fees are for the business. They pay 1% of the transferred amount, and users have a choice between monthly plans starting at $4.99 a month with other flexible plans, or an added 1% service fee if they do not have a monthly plan. And I have affiliate opportunities, so I earn a percentage of commission from users' coupon transactions. In my feedback, I had a total of 104 interviews, 99 were potential users, and 5 were local businesses deemed essential in COVID-19. Many of them had to stay open throughout the whole pandemic, and both their employees and customers enjoyed Apple Pay because of its contactless features. For my potential users, they felt as if self-checkout is just a stepping stone to a more automated technology. And one actually tried Amazon Go's technology and preferred it over the self-checkout kiosks we see today. For my timeline, I'm going to start with UI/UX design, which will hopefully lead into back-end and front-end development, and test to get the issues out of my software and launch into independent stores to hopefully create traction and promote to bigger chain retailers. I'm asking for 10 to 15,000 approximately for software development and approximately 2,000 for patenting and trade marketing. So although this is a new technology, I truly believe that it will become the norm. So join me in revolutionizing the way you shop. Shop smarter, shop safer, and shop Solly. Thank you.
Sophia, really excellent presentation. Thank you for walking us through.
Yeah.
Judges, questions?
Sophia, the when you would scan your barcode, the code, would the institution you're in have to already have some discounts attached to that code, or how would that work?
So the coupon API will like automatically scan for discounts like within the store, and then they can apply it'll automatically apply to the user's transactions.
So they would have to have a system in-house that would maybe integrate with the barcode. Is that how it would be?
Yeah, so our software would be connected to the inventory system to
I see.
know, to know what, how many people are taking out items, who's non-scanning, and all that stuff as well.
I see. Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Of course.
So Sophia, I have a question.
Yes.
Technology.
Mm-hmm.
How do you go about integrating with the software or the technology that grocery stores or already have? So I'm just trying to gain a sense of the technology you're using and how it's going to integrate with what they already have out there. So could you expand upon that a little bit?
Yeah, so great question. So I would have to do a little bit more research on how my software would connect. So either the software itself would have a business end of it to see how many users are in the store, like so a double-sided kind of software, or we would connect to their inventory system and try to collaborate. And I'm not totally sure how, I have to work with software developers and stuff like that. So that's kind of where I would have to do a little bit more research, but yeah.
Well, thank you.
So I just wanted to ask then, so you mentioned the 104 interviews. What were you showing them? Was it a kind of just an informational gathering thing, or were you actually showing them prototypes, or what was the nature of the interviews, and what were, how did you get to the results of those?
So yeah, so some of them I did show the prototype of, and they felt, they enjoyed the usability and stuff. And I'm still designing, like I'm still in the process of designing the UI and UX design, how it look and the look and feel. So it's not totally, it's still in the works. But overall, I got great feedback because it's just very easy to use and easy to navigate. Yeah.
I have a question. How do you keep people from, how does the store owner know that they've scanned everything that they're leaving with to make sure that no one's walking out with stuff or they're just scanning one or two items?
Yeah. So great question. So either my plan is to have an exit scan code for them to scan when they're out, so they know, how many people are in the store and what they've paid for, or some way like having the software be connected to the businesses on the business end, where they can see, like, the users will be able to use the app, and then the business will be able to see, okay, these are the amount of people in the store and the transactions that they're being made, and will also be with the inventory system, so they know how many items they have in the store as well. Yeah.
Any other questions from our judging panel?
Well, I have one more question. How do you see yourself getting the initial customers, either for a beta test or for a sale? How do you see that happening?
So I would say just going into independent, like essential businesses, like convenience stores, and just giving them the opportunity to freely test out our application and try it and get feedback and then take that. So that's like that's my process on what I want to go about with independent essential businesses and getting my software out there as well. Yeah.
Any other questions from the judging panel?
Thank you.
Sophia, excellent work. Great job.
Thank you.
Really wonderful. Thank you.
Yeah.
So it's 2:17. We're at the halfway point. I think it's a great opportunity to take a break. Let's have a 10-minute break. We'll come back at 2:27, and then we will get back to restart, kicking it off with Debt Go in the second half. All right, excellent. See you all shortly. Okay, welcome back. Second half of the 2021 Montclair State University Feliciano Center for Entrepreneurship and Innovation Pitch Competition. We have 5 teams have presented, 5 more to go. Debt Go is going to lead off the second half, financial literacy and debt repayment platform. Take it away, Ernest.
Sorry, I'm just going to go ahead and share my screen. Okay, here we go. Oops. Can you hear me? Hi, my name is Ernest Pear, and today I'll be presenting my company, Debt Go, Financial Literacy Simplified, Debt Repayment Reimagined. $15 trillion. That's the total amount of consumer debt the United States is in today as a nation. For perspective, that's bigger than the GDP of every other nation on the planet. This debt goes across multiple categories that we all spend in every single day. I was one of the people struggling in this debt when I graduated college. I was $50,000 in student debt, making a $750 a month student loan payment, working 3 jobs, and living with 5 roommates. The struggle was real, but it wasn't unique. It disproportionately impacts young Americans who struggle to take on some of life's most basic necessities, such as buying a home, starting a family, or even getting married. But this shouldn't come as a surprise. 29 states do not require any personal finance coursework in high school. Only 6 states require a standalone course. Because of this, young Americans are financially illiterate, and 4 out of 5 can't answer basic personal financial literacy questions. Ladies and gentlemen, we're in a personal finance crisis, but the solution is right in front of us. It's education. Education has the power to help us combat social discrimination, and it also has the power to help us close the wealth gap that exists today. Introducing Debt Go, Financial Literacy Simplified, Debt Repayment Reimagined, where users learn, earn, and win their way to financial literacy and debt freedom. It's quick, free, and easy, and available at the App Store and Google Play today. Download it now and check it out. Users learn with Debt Go. We provide them with a daily lesson plan where they look at videos that are a little bit longer than 30 seconds of financial literacy content that is simple and easy to digest. We teach essential topics like your money, budgeting, savings, investing, and how to get out of debt. Users also earn tickets for every video they complete, and they also earn tickets when they take one of our quizzes and get a correct answer on it. Tickets are automatic entry into our daily debt lottery. Think of them as the platform currency. They can be traded for prizes and special offers. And every day at 9 p.m., we pick a winner. Algorithm does it for us. And if that person wins, we send them money through PayPal or Venmo that they can directly pay their debt with. And then a new contest starts at 9:01. The value proposition is simple. We provide users with knowledge, rewards, and a safe community to learn it. We're more than just a platform. There's psychology behind what we're doing. The satisfaction of earning tickets leads to instant gratification, and what is rewarded is repeated. And plus, we make it simple because the brain prefers simple learning. Our addressable market is massive. There's over 100 million Americans in the United States alone with debt, and 80% of them don't want it. We're specifically targeting the 86 million Americans between the ages of 18 and 39. And the revenue opportunity couldn't be bigger. It's $171 billion digital ad spend in the United States this year. We'll use that to monetize our platform. 60% of our revenue will come from CPM or ad impressions. 15% will come from sponsorship of our contests and videos, and the other 15% will come from CPC or click revenue. Industry average for ad revenue is $7 per 1,000 impressions, but since we launched, we've been at $9.84. In the month of April, we reached $22.22 per 1,000 impressions. If you extrapolate this revenue with our $50 a night price, we break even at just 2,250 users with Google Ads alone. We have over 1,700 downloads to date and counting. And customers like what they see, which is why 92% of our reviews in the App Store and Google Play are positive. We've done a proof of concept, and what we know is that our content resonates, our revenue model works, and our incentive structure also works. As we increase our prizes, participation increases. We've even done work with our social media and marketing efforts. We got a shout out from Drew Brees, and what we know is the more we spend on marketing, the more we increase downloads. There's some competition, but the competition doesn't do what DebtGo does. Some of them don't even focus on financial literacy, and others just give out gift cards. I'm not sure how a gift card can help anybody get out of debt. But DebtGo is focused. We literally help you pay off debt, build positive financial habits, and we make everyone a winner. That's why today we're asking for $25,000, 30% of which will be spent on helping us develop the app, 45% of which will be to help us build relationships with colleges and promote the app, and also 25% will be spent on helping us create a team. We need a sales team, and we need to partner with the university, and we'd love that university to be Montclair State, where we can give back and have college ambassadors. Help us accomplish our mission to help others escape debt and achieve financial freedom. And don't forget, today, we're here to thank you by doing a Montclair State University contest. If you download the app today, go to private contests and select the Montclair State contest, type in MSU pitch, and watch your first video in the private contest, and you'll be entered for your chance to win $100 tonight. Thank you so much.
Excellent job, Ernest. Really impressive work and platform. Thank you for sharing it. Judges, questions?
I have a question. How many users do you currently have on the app right now? I don't know.
So we have over 1,700 downloads, and we have anywhere from 50 to 200 users a night.
Ernest, can you go back to that chart that shows the download progression?
Yes.
So it looks like paid marketing is what really pays off for you. Is that right?
That is absolutely correct. What you'll see on this chart is that when we were paying for marketing, we weren't spending more than about $10 a day, but we stopped that after we did our proof of concept.
Gotcha.
Thank you.
Oh, sorry, go ahead. Oh, okay. So and one additional question is content itself. So if the platform is about creating knowledge or providing knowledge, where is the content coming from?
So right now we're using content that we find online, and we also started making our own content. All this content right now is geared towards financial literacy, and that's kind of the main thing we're teaching right now on the platform.
Great.
Question, do you have any plans on marketing this to people, let's say pre-college, to avoid getting in debt to begin with?
Absolutely. That's such a good point you make. We would love to get into the high school, specifically working with seniors if we can. I'll say this to tell you the truth. It's been really tough to partner with these high schools during COVID when that started, but that would definitely be a goal of ours.
Hey, Ernest, I have a question. The content is like, how long do you expect to keep someone interested? Is the content going to change a lot? Is it something where people would be looking at it for a week and then have no incentive to look at it again? Or how does that work?
Yeah, so the content changes daily. So it's always new for users, and they're able to see different things every day pretty much. And what we've seen so far is that, number one, once someone wins, they stay using the platform. We haven't seen anyone drop off after that point. And the tickets that they're earning are also worth actual money, where you can purchase things in our store. So I think that keeps them interested. But yeah, we're always working to get better content, to make our content better, to kind of just do what we can to serve our users. So we try to keep up with the trends. So one thing we're really trying to educate people about right now is this cryptocurrency, but we're also, always focused on helping them get out of debt.
Mm-hmm. And do you expect to keep, is there a time period you think you'll keep the users? I mean, I could see trying to win, but I remember playing a game like that, something like that on our iPhones, but after X amount of time, I didn't care about it anymore. Do you think you'll always be in the chase for new users?
Yeah, so we haven't seen that be the case for us right now. It's definitely something we're always looking to kind of handle. We obviously want to keep our users for as long as possible, but that's something that I guess we'll have to cross when it comes.
Okay, nice presentation.
Thank you so much.
Ernest, only because you mentioned it, I've got to ask. So were you able to work your way out of debt using this logic, or you told that story at the beginning, so I don't want to get too personal. You didn't mention it.
Yeah, no, please. That's great stuff. I'm happy to share my story with anybody who ever wants to hear it. For me, it was certainly a struggle with debt. Like I said, I was $50,000 in debt. I was bartending. I was going to grad school. I was working in an internship. It definitely took a lot of time for me, but I want to say that it is doable. But the thing that part of the inspiration for creating this was that when I was trapped in my debt, there was just no platform out there that wasn't trying to kind of take advantage of me. Platforms that were trying to sell me something, get me to refinance. And I was like, hey, I just want someone to give me free money, and I would love to do it in as little as 30 seconds a day. And that was kind of where this idea originated from, my own struggle and just wanting to help others and educate them and give them an accountability partner, someone that can be there with them, and someone that can really just help them truly escape debt and learn financial literacy, because you need it past your debt, you need it for life, you need it to invest, you need it to retire. So it's a very important, vital topic to me, and something I really like.
That's great. Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Any other questions from our judges?
Hey, Ernest, how many people are on your team?
So right now we're running pretty lean. It's about 3 of us right now, kind of doing everything. So yeah, we're really lean.
The reason why I ask is because I know that finding content must be pretty insane. So you have someone dedicated to looking for content consistently to keep your app going?
Most definitely. We have one professor that's on our board of directors, and he's really the one helping us create our content syllabus so that we can really, reach our target market and bring them information that they're interested in. And then moving forward, we'll be looking for someone besides me to kind of be in the videos. I don't really love being on camera too much, but I do what I can for now.
Okay.
Anyone else?
Thank you.
All right, Ernest, excellent presentation. Thank you for sharing that. Super important.
Thank you so much.
Getting students out of debt. Terrific. All right, next up, Charlie's Home Youth Transition Program. It's a learning platform to eradicate homelessness. Take it away, Judy. Judy, you're on mute and you're not on the first slide. I'm seeing a traction slide.
Sorry about that. Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, and thank you. Who is Charlie and why should you care? Hello, my name is Judy McInnes, and I am the founder of Charlie's Home, YCP. Ooh. Oh, now I can't move my slide. There we go. And Charlie is my son. He has been my son for the past 15 years when, at the age of 26, he came to live with our family. You see, Charlie was removed from his biological mom when he was 2 and spent the next 14 years in foster care. Eventually, at age 16, he ran away, got into some trouble, and landed himself in prison for 4 years. The first time I met Charlie, he was homeless. According to the U.S. Administration for Children and Families, by age 21, at least 26% of young people who aged out of foster care in the United States experienced a period or more of homelessness. A third lacked a high school diploma, and 25% had no health insurance. Why should you care? Homelessness is a cycle. It is traumatizing and it costs money, especially in the form of medical emergency room care that goes unpaid for. To end this chronic cycle of homelessness, vulnerable youth need to be provided with the tools and support they need for a successful transition. The solution: preparation, education, and social support. These are the tools that Charlie's Home YTP provides to transitioning youth. My breakthrough e-learning platform, Charlie's Home YTP, targets foster youth that are getting ready to transition out of the child welfare system and into independent living by providing them access to free mini courses to be used as tools to better prepare them for a successful transition, and their own virtual clubhouse where they can connect to one another and to other community support. These courses focus on some basic life skills and some specialized topics, and are coupled with interactive support and messaging, encouraging youth to reach out and ask questions of the instructors and to connect with one another. All members entering Charlie's Clubhouse will be vetted and must abide by the rules. Other programs have nothing on Charlie's Home YTP. They do provide services, limited as they are, but none of them offer the all-inclusive clubhouse model of psychosocial rehabilitation that we do. This clubhouse model is a different psychological approach than that which is usually used for this population. This is what makes Charlie's Home YTP special, along with the flexibility of the online program, ease of use, connection to other fosters who are in the same situation, and connections to caring individuals 24/7. I believe this model will work wonders with any type of marginalized population trying to reestablish connections within the community. But do not just take my word for it. Here is what a former staff member of Carriage House, a clubhouse in Fort Wayne, Indiana, has said. As for the market in New Jersey, there are 14 local CASA offices, 44 offices of the Division of Child Protection and Permanency, and they serve over 7,500 children each year. Covenant House, the largest shelter network in New Jersey, serves 3,000 homeless youth per year. According to the 2016-2017 Voices of Youth Count National Survey, the 12-month population prevalence rate for homelessness among adults aged 18 to 25 reveals more than 3.5 million, or 1 in 10 young adults, experienced homelessness in a year. In a smaller section of that survey, it showed that nearly 1/3 of youth experiencing homelessness had contact with foster care, and nearly half had been in juvenile detention, jail, or prison, suggesting that these institutions could be gateways for youth homelessness. Our marketing strategy will include our website, social media platforms, and targeted email campaigns to advocate for the use of our e-learning platform within these institutions to support homelessness prevention. On June 3rd, I am hosting an online event to introduce Charlie's Home YTP, and will be seeking board members, volunteers, course creators, as well as guidance, suggestions, and input. As you can see, free tickets are on sale at Eventbrite. Our business model includes multiple revenue streams, and our go-to-market plan is based on a 12-month period. At this time, I am asking for $20,000 for startup costs, most of that going towards the upkeep of the website and social media platforms and lawyer registration fees. And finally, you might be wondering, why am I the right person to make this vision a reality? Not only do I have a great foundational base in psychology, but I've already been admitted into the Child Advocacy and Policy graduate program. I volunteer with Crisis Text Line as a certified crisis counselor, and I have been sworn in as a CASA for Essex County. I still cannot go back and change what Charlie had to go through, but together we can invest in empowering today's foster youth in the hopes of eradicating homeless one youth at a time. Thank you, and I will take any questions now.
That was really beautiful, Judy. Just the selflessness and caring that was so evident in your presentation. Thank you for sharing that. Judges, questions?
Judy, thank you so much. That was wonderful. Do you have feedback from people about your approach? I'm sure everyone you deal with knows this would be needed, but what about the approach that you're presenting? Do you have any surveys or anything?
No, that's the reason that I am having this event on June 3rd. And as of right now, we had 35 views and 13 tickets have been already purchased, well, registered for. But yes, that is why I want some input. I want us to talk about it. I want to break down the strategy. I want to try to find some members for an advisory board. What is happening right now is not working. And that's the whole reason why I thought that possibly this new model, what they use now is the trauma informed and client centered, and the Clubhouse model is a little different in that it's more community based, as everybody in the same situation helps each other, like as in a support group. I've seen this work in action in Fort Wayne. I lived there for 4 years. So I've seen this Clubhouse model work. And I think it would be really good for this population.
And one more question, would there be things that are live on this site, or would it be record? Oh, there'd be some live things. And
yeah,
I guess the social media type thing would be important. It would be so friendly to have, you know, like friends on there.
Yeah, we will have some live streaming. We will have some live streaming things. I believe maybe the art therapy will be live streaming. And then we also have on-demand videos, so they could be seen anytime, 24/7. That, you know, it'd be convenient.
Thank you very much.
You're welcome.
I noticed that you had New Jersey-based statistics. Is the idea to keep it localized to New Jersey, and or even perhaps to a county? I'm sorry if I missed that. I just want to make sure.
No, not necessarily, but what I've heard before was dream big but start small. So you know, and I have a lot of connections in New Jersey, so it's, you know, it's better to start with people that you know. So
that's a beautiful, I mean, a beautiful idea. Really important.
Other questions? Ashley, Peter, Jessica, any other questions?
Oh, yeah, I had just one question. So you indicated that the students could connect to the mentors or instructors through your website. Is this gonna be a 24-hour support? Can they call them if there's some sort of emergency or they have like a really important question? How do you see that unfolding?
I don't know whether that would be such a great idea for them to exchange telephone numbers, only, you know, you get into sort of legalities with that. I would rather try to keep everything on the platform. And like I said, you know, everyone, all of the adults or whatever would be vetted before they actually speak to any of the foster youth. But also I'm thinking more towards getting younger mentors for them. Somebody, maybe college age students to try to mentor.
Great.
I have a question. How are you going to keep them engaged to keep on the app?
Oh, sure. Well, if they finish a certain course, then there would be some type of activity that they have to do afterwards. And if they hand that in, then they can get a prize. And it would be something that they would need that's related to the course. So say if they take like cooking 101, they complete it, they do a little like a little activity, they send it in, and we send them like a forming grill or something like that they could use. These kids have no material items. They're not set up to be independent. They're coming with nothing. So it would be something that they would need.
So Judith, I have a question as well. I know that you wanted, you have the goal of becoming a 501c3. Are there any foundations out there that you're already looking at as you move forward, as the app becomes more vibrant, to keep yourself sustainable as the app is growing?
Yeah, as far as like grant writing and things like that, I am connected to a professor at Columbia University, John Hicks, who has been a grant writer for the past 20 years. And he has sent me a series from Columbia University. And he is also, I can speak to him about anything that I need going forward in the future, as far as what he thinks would be the best fit for my nonprofit.
Awesome, thanks.
All right, any other questions for Judith?
We're about at time anyway, so.
Okay, thank you, Liz. Judith, again, just amazing. I'm rarely speechless. You have me a bit speechless here. Really wonderful.
Thank you.
What you're doing. Thank you. Taproot Theater Initiative, Theater for Social Change. Take it away.
All right, I should be unmuted. Let's see. Sorry. All right. Good afternoon. My name is Janina Pinheiro, and I'm here to talk to you about the theater program that I've designed in order to tackle social justice issues, aka the Taproot Theater Initiative. So, what are the issues that we are tackling here? Obviously, there are many members within the community, especially young adults, that have the intuition that they are facing certain issues, but do not know how to articulate them. Secondly, they are not confident in their abilities to provide meaningful commentary towards these topics. Third, they are unable or unwilling to break from these societal structures due to the lack of communal support. Now, Taproot is able to provide this for these individuals. Also, theater is an educational tool. So it is important that Taproot also fulfills this last step within the theater, which is propelling people towards action. Now, some things about the Taproot Theater Initiative: we are a nonprofit organization that works with high school and college students, and we partner with varying sort of nonprofits based on the students' interests and also the sort of social issues that they'd like to address. And also, we are creating theater for social change and facilitating activist work, which will liberate them of issues from solution-based practice. Now, a bit about myself. My name is Janina Pinheiro. I am currently a grad student here at Montclair State. I've been studying theater studies for the last 5 years, and I've taken classes in about everything. But what drew me back to the theater in itself was really the pieces that had a heart and soul to it. Really pieces with a foundation and a sort of purpose, something that needed to be said and a lesson learned. And so I, through my own exploration of my own interests and studies, I've realized that I do have a voice and I'm more than just an entertainer. Now, who are we working with? We're working with different sort of high schools and colleges within the state of New Jersey and varying sorts of organizations. Some that I would highlight would be the Citizens Campaign, because they are making leaders and doing so through education. Also, Mr. Peter Marquillo Guillo, your organization, Development. I'm sure that there's going to be several, either Black or Afro-Latinx students who are going to comment on socioeconomic issues that are going on within their communities, and say if someone from your organization was to go and talk about the work that you've already done, how can they, not only see that as someone to look up to in providing financial freedom, but then how can we also assist in pushing along that work? And just to throw out some numbers here, and the New Jersey grand total of college students is 302,240. Then you have the annual average of high school public school graduates, which is 96,200. So you have over 250,000 students that could be possible catalysts for change within their communities. So some of the competition, you have an abundance of theater companies, you have an abundance of social justice organizations. The thing is with the social justice organizations that they're not tapping in with these younger audiences in fun and innovative ways such as theater. With the theater companies, they're doing socially aware work, but they're not turning actors into activists. Taproot Theater Initiative is marrying the two together. I am happy and grateful to say that we are in motion. This past Saturday, I had the blessing to be able to do an introductory workshop with NJ Play Lab, different sorts of college students. And these students were able to push past their insecurities and build confidence in being able to articulate their feelings. And they also saw on how using theater and using these methodologies could help them cope in their daily lives. The budget, I believe that $13,000 for the first 2 years to get Taproot off of its feet would do just well. And you're saving a massive amount of money here, only because of the fact that rehearsal and performance spaces would be avoided because the schools that we're partnering with, that space will be then donated. The big roles within the theater, such as choreographers, directors, you wouldn't have to pay for it because your girl right here is qualified and experienced and trained. So that would already be taken care of. And then also the organizations that we would be partnering with would be on a volunteer basis. The income that's coming in, so just in 6 performances, you would have an increase of 32% in income. And that's without to say of raffle sales, playbill, advertisements, shout outs, donors, and fundraisers. Lastly, I'd just like to say thank you and leave you with this idea that really art is a tool, a hammer in which to shape our reality. And I genuinely feel as though doing so together can bring about change. So change starts within. Taproot Theater Initiative. Once again, my name is Janina Pinheiro, and thank you so much for your time.
Janina, your energy is infectious. I feel like you're going to turn us all into activists. That was really, yes, very motivating and inspiring. Thank you. Judges, questions?
Hi, that was a great presentation. I'm wondering, did you have any contact with the people you listed as competitors, maybe to have your initiative within their facility or within their, as an aside to their product?
So I haven't necessarily had contact. Well, actually, I have, now that I think about it. So let me just go back. How do I do so? So I noticed theater, I noted Theater of the Oppressed, New York City. So the creative Theater of the Oppressed, renowned theater practitioner Augusto Boal, unfortunately has passed, but his son Julian Boal is someone that I was able to have the opportunity of doing a workshop with him last year and being able to perform. So I'm sure that, using his ideologies, I would definitely want to enhance that work, even though they do it a bit differently. They do more so forum theater, and they're just kind of highlighting the issue, but not necessarily turning into activists. And so yes, and as for Cardboard Citizens, they are all the way in the UK, but Julian and the person that works with them are close. And I would love to work with all of the different organizations, social justice organizations, the New Jersey Institute of Social Justice, most definitely the Citizens Campaign, different schools. I'm open to it, most definitely.
Well, that's great. Thank you.
Thank you.
Ashley, Peter, Latte.
Yeah, actually, I was going to ask about the actual content. Like, are you creating different types of workshops? I was a little lost there. So I just wanted to understand, is it kind of like a workshop in a box, or are you creating things based on what people are giving back? Or, you know, if you could just kind of break down a session.
Yes, yes. So for instance, I've already created some lesson plans, but this is kind of how like the timeline of the initiative would be. So I'm thinking of a 4 to 5 month period with the school, in which the first month would really just be community building workshops. So we're trying to get students to feel, even if they consider themselves actors or non-actors, just to get rid of those social masks, you know, whether that's also through writing activities, poetry, it's going to be clowning, things that really just kind of, okay, I'm actually getting comfortable with this group. And because we're going to be working so closely with them, you know, I think later when we start saying, okay, what are some things that you feel as though are some issues in your community? Because I can't go into someone's community and say, you got to fix this and this. I would like them to do so. And then because they've already gotten used to this group that they're in and feeling so comfortable and within themselves and grounded, then they say, okay, you know, I feel comfortable in saying this and I feel comfortable in addressing these things. And from there, you know, we'll do our research and we'll invite these organizations to come in. And then now we're saying, okay, this is something that we're rooted in, this kind of cause or this sort of issue. And then the theater piece will then come about, and then the activist work, but now we have a focus for it. So yes.
Thank you. Yeah, that's very helpful. Thank you.
Any other questions from the judges? Okay, Janina, thank you so much. That was wonderful.
Thank you.
Really fantastic. All right, next presentation, Divine Incline for a Glorious Night's Sleep.
Hello, I'm Meredith Percy, and I'm the CEO of Divine Incline for a Glorious Night's Sleep. Here are 3 people that inspired me to create my product. First, my younger brother Bronson suffered from asthma and coughing issues as a child. It was recommended that he be elevated while he sleeps. However, he would roll off of a typical wedge pillow. Next, my grandmother Mary suffered from coughing issues as well, and it was recommended that she be elevated. In the morning, they would find her rolled off of an elevated mattress. Lastly, my mother Liz suffers from sleep apnea and acid reflux, and it is difficult for her to get comfortable on stacked pillows. The solution? I created Divine Incline. It combines a wide foam wedge with a space for your own pillow, topped with a memory foam layer, side arms, and lower spine support for the ultimate elevated sleep system. As you can see from the photo, I labeled the important aspects of my sleep system. First, the purple arrow shows how you can use your own pillow, which is great because everyone likes to have their own pillow. The blue arrow shows the wide foam wedge. The white shows the memory foam layer, and the orange shows the side arms, which help keep you onto the sleep system. Acid reflux affects 1/3 of the population every week. 25 million Americans suffer from asthma. 25% of the US population snores, and 22 million Americans have sleep apnea. And millions suffer from colds, allergies, and sinus problems every single year. So what does this add up to? A $15.6 billion industry. As you can see from our competitors, we stand out among the rest. Divine Incline includes anti-roll technology, overall comfort, space for your own pillow, and spine support. These are all important aspects when trying to sleep elevated. We also plan on having a kid size and adult size. After interviewing our target market, we found that these features would help them tremendously. We plan on marketing our product through Facebook, Google, and YouTube ads, as well as managing our SEO and using keywords such as best pillow for asthma, best pillow for acid reflux, and best pillow for snoring. We would love to sell our product on Amazon and also have an e-commerce website. We believe that it would be great to sell on Amazon because they can help fulfill our orders instead of us spending money on a warehouse. We'd eventually love to sell our product on QVC and Home Shopping Network, but realize that we need sales records to do so. The estimated cost is $35, and this would be from manufacturing in the US. We then would sell our product at $139. We would have a net profit of $104, and our net profit margin is 75%. We then would have a profit percentage of 297%. In order to run a proper test market, we are seeking $22,000. We would be ordering 500 units, and that would cost $17,500. Amazon fulfillment costs would be around $8.84 per unit, and this is based off the weight of the product of 12 pounds. And this entire cost would be around $4,000, and then the leftover money will be spent on marketing costs. Once again, I'm the CEO, and we're in the business of helping people sleep better. So who's ready to soar with us, not snore? Divine incline for a glorious night's sleep. Thank you, and I'll be happy to answer any questions that you may have.
That was really a fantastic presentation, very inspiring, especially the way you started with your family as the inspiration for this problem solution. Thank you, really well done.
Thank you.
Judges, questions?
So Meredith, how did your, I'm sorry, someone going?
No, go ahead, Pat.
How did your test patients or whatever they are, test customers react to your solution? And was it the 3 of them, or did you have more than that?
I had more than that, and they loved it. And also my mom has slept on it several times, and she really liked it and helped her a lot with the acid reflux.
Mm-hmm. Okay, and any other people try it other than the 3 family members?
Not physically, but we interviewed people and they said that these features would stand out among the rest because a typical wedge pillow, it's really firm, and when you lay elevated on it, it's sometimes difficult to fall asleep because it's so firm and the height of it. And also because Divine Incline, you can use your own pillow. It really makes a difference.
That's great. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Do you have any other competitors in the market that have, other than the ones that you listed, that are similar to what you've created?
Not exactly. Mainly our competitors, they don't have like the side arms, and the memory foam is very thin, and we would have a thicker memory foam. I can go back. Also, an important part is the anti-roll technology, because a lot of wedge pillows, it's very easy to roll off of. And because we have the side arms, it keeps you more comfortable and secure on the system.
Do you have any mock-ups of what it will visually look like as a finished thing?
Yes, I have a photo right here, and I actually have it set up in my room in case you wanted me to show you. So this points out all the important aspects.
Sorry, I guess what I meant was, would it come in these various colors? Would it come as a single color or shape, or yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, so it would all be the same color. We just put a different color so you could see the different aspects of it. But yes, it would all be one color.
I have a question. I'm just going to piggyback off a latte. I know that you had a base price of $35. Does that include the branding of, or is it just the pillow itself?
It's just the pillow itself.
Okay. So do you know the price of the actual branding of the package that it would come in?
Right, I have to do some more research on the packaging.
So I have a question regarding, you said that this pillow provides spine support as well as the anti-roll technology. do you have any plans of doing some sort of scientific testing to really back up these things that you're asserting before you sell your product, or how are you going to go about doing that?
Yes, we plan on doing some testing, and also since we've been test marketing with people, because the memory foam extends past your lower back area, it just feels better than how a typical wedge usually ends at that point, and it's like a dramatic drop. So you can just feel the difference right away as soon as you lay on it.
Great, thank you.
Thank you.
Any other questions from the judges? All right.
Yeah, actually, just sorry, one basic question, which is, how would you use money if you were awarded prize money?
Yes, so have a proper test market. We would order 500 units from the distributor, and this cost would be $17,500, and then it would roughly be around $4,500 for Amazon fulfillment costs for them to fulfill these orders. And then the leftover, I think it would be around $2,000 would be put towards marketing.
Thank you.
Thank you. So a total of $22,000.
Anyone else? All right, well, as someone that sleeps upright every night, this is exciting. Looking forward to seeing this come to fruition. Really wonderful. Excellent job.
Thank you.
You're welcome. And now our last, but definitely not least, presentation, Miniature You. Design and print heroic characters of yourself.
Hello, everyone. My name is Michael Elisis, and I'm joined here today by Haiza Da Silva. We're a husband and wife team working together to transform the tabletop gaming industry. Now, before you get the wrong idea, we're not talking about that dusty old copy of Monopoly that's sitting in your closet. We're talking about a rapidly growing industry that is projected to be worth $30 billion by the end of year 2026. Specifically, our work focuses on tabletop games such as Dungeons and Dragons, involving miniature figurines where models are used to represent real players. While tabletop games are being accepted and enjoyed by a far broader and more diverse audience than ever before, the industry has not changed to meet the demands of these new consumers. To solve this problem, we came up with a simple solution. Let's just turn the actual players into tabletop miniatures. While our efforts to create a shrink rate did fail, we ultimately succeeded in developing a method for digitizing our customers by using 3D scanners. Now, before we go any further, I must warn you, this story does take a dark turn because we failed. In 2018, we prematurely brought an early prototype of this concept to market. Originally, we only intended to offer miniatures of you at a single trade show, expecting no more than a dozen orders. By the end of that first show, a dozen orders had turned into 200, which then quickly ballooned into thousands after only 6 weekend shows. Very quickly, the flaws in our business became apparent. We did not anticipate the extreme levels of demand, and we lacked the infrastructure to support this rapid growth. Our production was entirely manual, relying upon trained artists to individually resculpt our figurines. Together, this meant that the business was unscalable and closed that same year. Now, this left us at a crossroads. The safe decision would have been to walk away. The alternative would require quitting our jobs, liquidating our assets, and pouring everything we have for the next 2 years to invent the tools that this business needed to succeed. Now, for us, the choice was simple. This was no longer just a fun novelty figurine. For the customers that we encountered, this was now a way for a little girl with physical disabilities to see herself represented as a mighty warrior princess. And as one African-American customer explained to us, she finally felt represented after 30 years of exclusion from her own hobby. Now, to relaunch, we identified 5 key ingredients that were needed. First, we created a new style of miniature you figurines that could be mass manufactured. Second, we eliminated the convention system by packaging the entire experience into a free iPhone app. A user can now scan themselves, design a miniature in augmented reality, and place their order all in less than 3 minutes without even getting up from their couch. Third, we built a fully automated manufacturing system powered by our own proprietary software. The system scales up like Lego box and transforms 30 minutes of human labor into a 3.5-second process and increased our net profit margin to over 90% on a $40 miniature. Fourth, we developed a robust partner network that allows us to expand our offerings from 50 miniatures to over 5,000 miniatures. Fifth, we redesigned our wasteful cardboard packaging into a free board game, creating a unique unboxing experience that our customers won't soon forget. Now, to be sure that these new tools would work in the market, we then undertook 3 public tests. First, just before the pandemic hit, we traveled to England to allow users to test our prototype and received universally positive feedback. Second, we tested our order management system by creating a prototype online store, manufacturing 1,200 miniatures and receiving 5-star reviews on Etsy in a 90-day trial run. Third, we partnered with Detroit-based Gaddis Gaming to bring their products to market, manufacturing 2,300 miniatures in 1 week and bringing the African-American heroes of the 761st Tank Battalion onto the tabletop. We then began to analyze the market and realized that no company or competitor had appeared since our departure, and demand had not diminished. With the filing of our provisional patents late last night, it is now unlikely that a competitor would appear for quite some time. With new signups to our beta app occurring daily, we now feel like this is the moment to launch and are scheduled to begin our public beta this June. However, while we have labored and sacrificed to push this product to the launch pad, we need your help to take off. As a bootstrap startup, we have stretched our tiny budget to the absolute limit to secure a provisional patent before today's public disclosure. We are looking for $30,000 in support to secure 5 key elements. With a solid manufacturing base, a patented technological advantage, and a tremendous demand for our products, our 1, 3, and 5-year contingents will allow us to expand our product into retail experiences around the globe. With your help today, we can define the future of tabletop gaming. Thank you. That concludes our presentation.
Michael, that journey you shared is heroic in and of itself. And so for that, I think you've already won in just your own personal experience. Just really wonderful. You and your wife, just fantastic. Thank you for sharing that. Judges, there must be questions.
What's the competition? Not exactly the same, of course, but anything like that?
Right. So as far as the market goes, there's traditional miniatures where they're plastic injected, mass manufactured miniatures, sort of customization or personalization. One company out there, Forge, they do work with 3D printing and they do have some sort of customization, but we've studied basically what they do, how do they manufacture. We've contacted their manufacturers to see how it all works. And we realized that they're going in a different direction than us. They're going for customized miniatures where you're sort of playing dress up, while we're going for personalized miniatures where we allow a person to completely create the miniature and the miniature is actually them.
Thank you. Thank you.
Sure.
Maybe, oh, sorry, go ahead, please.
Sure. Okay, sorry. So I know you can 3D scan the user's head. Can you also scan their body so they're in a particular pose? And if so, how do you account for an individual who's handicapped?
Yeah, so that's actually part of what we patented last night. There was some changes at midnight, but the idea is we not only can scan a human head, but we can track the entire body. We have a way of using a smartphone to do body tracking where we track every joint and bone in your body and use that to position a miniature. We also specifically are looking to, we were part of the funds we were looking for today. It was so that we could develop and deploy that solution, which would be allowing people that are amputees, if they don't have the same skeleton as other users, or if they don't have full mobility, if they're using a wheelchair or they have some sort of injury where they cannot turn their body fully. We want to deploy solutions for them so that everyone possibly that enjoys this hobby can also enjoy our app.
Great, thank you.
I have a question. The miniatures that you're creating, are they based off of a specific video game? Do you have the licensing rights to be able to build up those molds? And then the second question is, what kind of technology are you using to actually print these units? Is it 3D technology, 3D printing technology, or something different?
Okay, so the two parts. The first, the easy one, is how do we actually make them? So we're using what's called a 4K MSLA printer. It's a resin printer. It's a complicated way of saying there's a pool of liquid, we shine a light into it, it turns hard, and then you get a solid miniature a couple hours later. So everything that we do is 3D printed. We also have full color 3D scanning and 3D printing technology kind of in the works. We just haven't actually released that as part of our beta. As far as licensing goes, what we've done is we took a look at what are the major board games, what are the major themes for tabletop games, and we made models that are compatible with those games, the right sizing, the right aesthetics, so that it could really be used as an add-on to any of the games in this $30 billion industry. So we're basically piggybacking off of their existing games. But as far as licensing, we have worked out a few licensing deals so far with smaller companies, but we would hope in the future to, once we're fully established, approach larger companies and license their artwork as well.
I was curious about the board game itself. So you said that used to be a throwaway package. Now it's a board game. What's been the reception to the board game itself and playability? And do you find yourself leaning in that direction at all, or as part of what you're doing, or is that just a kind of a side tack?
Okay, so actually the only 5 orders that we've sent out with this sort of custom adventure box packaging are the orders that we sent to you, which hopefully you have all received. The idea is you unfold it, it's a full game. We had a ton of fun making it, writing a Dungeons and Dragons adventure. It's really, we're playing games and calling it work. That was absolutely fantastic, and we do want to go in that direction. We also believe that there's other companies out there that they have sort of boring throwaway packaging that ends up, we all have a mountain of Amazon boxes after being stuck in quarantine. So if some of that can be repurposed, turned into a game, turned into an experience in some way, yeah, we definitely believe that's something that we could use, probably in a business-to-business scenario.
That's great. So it's okay, just follow-up question, it's okay, I put it up on eBay already, right?
Yes, there's no problem. It's a collector's item.
So Michael, have you spoken to anyone about like an angel investor or anyone about investing in?
So we considered it, but the main concern for me before going to an angel investor or going to Kickstarter is we wanted to make sure it worked. We were a bit traumatized by the first time that we had this in our hand. It was a beautiful thing and it slipped through our fingers. So we wanted to be absolutely sure that there was no chance of failure. We have a solution that works before bringing it to either Kickstarter or to investors. We believe now that we have that system. We will be launching a beta next month. We have, I think, 4,000 people more or less signed up for that beta. They've been signing up since 2018 without any sort of marketing, by the way. It's just word of mouth. Still, several years later, people keep on signing up as recent as this morning. But I don't want to go on a tangent. I think I answered the question.
Yes, thank you. Thank you.
Liz, how are we doing on time for questions?
We have about a minute left.
Okay, is there a last question from anybody on the panel? Okay. Michael, Raisa, really phenomenal work, super impressive. The journey alone is impressive. The rest of it is icing on the cake. Really, really wonderful. Thank you very much for sharing today. Really appreciate it. So that is our 10 presentations, and I would like to just take a minute, and everybody should like go off mute and just like give an amazing round of applause, because that was just really, I think, virtual, no virtual, in person. I don't think any of that matters at this point. We've been doing it for too long. today was really one of the best pitch competitions that we've ever had. The entrance, the quality, top to bottom, really the students, all of you should be really, really proud of your effort, what you've accomplished, what you've done, what you've put forth. And what I would say is, you've reinforced why this is such a special event for our university. That's one. And two, I would say win or lose today, it should not define you. It should be a step on your path along your journey to succeed. And so, you've won by being here. You've won by the action you've taken to this point. And I hope that you're inspired and will propel forward and continue pursuing your dreams, objectives, and turning them into a success. Really, really just fantastic. Thank you all. Liz, do you have anything that you'd like to add before we hold the judges hostage to deliberate and turn everybody else loose?
I just want to echo what you said. Thank you guys so much. You guys have been so amazing to work with this whole time. And I couldn't be more proud. Unless you were my own children, I just am so proud of you guys. So awesome job.
Again, really just tremendous. So with that, I'll put a bow on it and say this concludes our 2021 Startup Montclair State University in the Feliciano School of Business at the Feliciano Center for Entrepreneurship and Innovation 2021 Pitch Competition. Thank you all again for your participation. And tomorrow, Liz, 1 p.m. on our YouTube channel.
Yes,
we'll announce the winners.
You a link to our YouTube channel. We'll have a video with the winners announced. So
excellent. Till then, judges, stay with us. Everybody else, have a great afternoon. Celebrate and be safe, be well. Look forward to seeing you soon.